Right, here we are. It is episode 7 of the Dublin Marathon Training Series. And today we are joined by two friends, two phenomenal runners, Mr. Will Boyle and Cian Charlton. How are we, gents?
Yeah, man.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah?
Thanks for having us.
Of course, good buzz, good buzz. Happy to have you. So yeah, this is a bit of a different episode than what I've done. There's no running involved in this one. No me in
For
the
now.
car
We
for
might put
now.
some montages in.
We could
Yeah,
do.
we could so throw the runners on, bro. We could so.
We
go.
could do, but we've a bit of a conversation to have first. So we're just going to talk about Dublin Marathon. We are officially 14 days out today, which is crazy. It's been an absolute journey, hasn't it?
man.
Like, so yeah, that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Dublin Marathon training, a couple other bits, a couple controversial things, and yeah, it's going to be a good buzz
Have a
with
buzz.
the boys.
Let's do it.
With the boys, we always have good chats, anyways, between the three of us. So why not video it and put it on the internet, eh?
Fact.
What's the worst
Bro,
that
he's
could
so comfortable in front of the camera. This is just like.
happen? What's
Yeah,
the
you
worst that could happen? So maybe, I guess, if you want to do a quick introduction to yourselves, what do you do? Where do you come from? How long you been running, etc.
After you, Will.
Yeah, I got it, man. Throw me under the bus. My name is Will.
Will Boyle.
Will Boyle.
Great name.
Luke calls me Will the Metronome Boyle. Sometimes. When did I start running? I started running about 2 years ago. I ran my first marathon in Dublin last year,
Yeah.
and I'm running my third marathon in Dublin this year. We're
Nice.
gonna try and push on a little bit, hopefully.
Made some
Um,
progress.
What do I do? I'm in college. I'm studying. I study marketing, but I just love the running, man.
Yeah.
I just love the running.
Yeah, man. Do you know?
Sick. What's up? Cian, 28, Mayo man, in the big smoke,
Yeah.
running for the past, 2 years?
Yeah.
Rome Marathon 2 years ago. Dublin last year.
Debut.
Dublin in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I have a vintage shop in town.
35 vintage.
35 vintage. That's good crack.
Spot.
Great spot.
Enjoy the running. Enjoy the bit of content as well, no more than yourselves.
Yeah. Enjoying life.
Yeah.
We're all pretty
Facts.
similar. I've been running about
Yeah.
2.5 years now as well.
No, bro. I always think about that.
Yeah.
How similar we are.
Yeah.
Like in kind of different aspects.
Different
but
ways, yeah.
We're just very similar.
We're all new to it.
Fair.
Like 2 years is nothing really. 2 years of running. Like it's not like any of us have track and field experience. None of us have ran cross country when we were younger
I'm
now.
sure we've all tipped away when we were younger, but
I played football. I was a
Hectic.
CDM. That was it.
I dipped in and out, but like nothing crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean? Like nothing good enough that I ever would have been coming out of school looking at, right, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Definitely I did my fair share of sports.
hobby stuff. Bit of cross country
Yeah.
in school to get out of school.
Yeah.
Bit of track to get out of school.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah?
the way to do it.
Bro, if you didn't go to Santry cross country just to miss a day of school,
Yeah.
what are you doing? That's it, bro, that's a free day
That
off
is-
school.
that is a good day
We
off
went to
school.
like fucking Castle Bar or something.
Yeah.
Blow ins, man.
Wherever that
Wait, no,
is.
sorry. At Lone.
Alright, so I guess we've all done Dublin Marathon before. This is my third in a row. Both your seconds.
Yep. Second.
I didn't know you was last year.
Yeah,
We only
man.
met start of this year. The three of us. February,
probably.
March probably.
When did you run Malta?
February.
February. I think I
Shortly
started
after that,
talking
I
to you
think.
just before that.
Yeah.
When was your first Dublin?
2023.
23.
So I was doing 4 marathons in the month. That was the last one.
Sick.
Luke's been in the game.
Yeah.
Luke's been
I've been in
You've
the
done
game.
marathons,
I've
yeah.
been running and making content since 2022, the end of
Yeah.
2022, but not taking either of them seriously, if that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And then only maybe the last year, I've started going, you know what? This is a bit of a buzz, like.
Same.
Yeah. So,
When did you kick off properly again?
Running?
No, putting off content bits.
Oh, bro, I was off social media for a long time. I probably stopped using social media in like 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I think I kicked off my current Instagram account properly. Like actually said, right, I'll go back on social media.
making reels, like.
Probably in the lead up to Dublin Marathon last year, but only after Dublin Marathon I was like maybe putting a bit of time into it. And then I'd say only making content like other than just posting on Instagram. December.
Do you find it keeps you accountable, or is it pressure, or is it like just fun to do?
Pressure? What pressure?
Oh no, man!
I
Cut
think
it
it's-
out, bro.
I think it's both. I think it's nice because if I didn't want the accountability, I wouldn't post on Instagram. But it does add that pressure that people are kind of either going, is he going to do it? Or I fucking hope he doesn't, you know? But it is also, it's like when you have a good run, everyone's like, yeah, that's sick. And then when you have a bad run, everyone's like, don't worry about it, bro. It's all right. So it's like, it's nice to kind of show what you're doing, but also show all the work, not just show the results.
Would we have met if we weren't putting up bits and bobs? I don't think
No,
so.
no.
No, definitely
Maybe
not.
not.
I think it's
We
kind
wouldn't
of
have
this-
clicked as well.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think we could have met in the park, could have met out and about, but we wouldn't have, because we're all very similar in that aspect. That we go, we're all on the same
But
boat.
it's just like it's this unique thing to run. I've said this to you before that 1 minute you're following each other on Instagram, next minute you're liking each other's stories on Instagram, then all of a sudden it's good luck in a race,
Yeah.
and then you're out running. And there's very few things that lead to meeting someone or building a relationship that quickly.
Yeah.
Other than things that involve drinking.
Yeah.
There's very few activities that do that. I think with the pressure thing, it's kind of like when I started, I was unsure about like what to post and how to post it and how to talk about it. So it became this thing of like, I'm going to PB this weekend. Like you're talking about the outcome.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the real benefit of what you're doing is when you start documenting the journey. So like a lot of what I do now, because I was doing that, I was putting pressure on myself. I'm going to try and PB this weekend, or I'm going to try and run X time. Whereas the real benefit comes in when you say, I'm learning, I'm growing, I'm doing what I want to do. This is the journey along the way, and then let the outcome kind of exist separate to that.
Yeah.
Like you can have your target, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
The joy is in the training. Like that's what people want to see as well, I think, because like it's all great, yeah, you ran a great marathon, but it's like how? And if you don't show
Yeah,
that
fair.
how, if you don't show the weekly training, and it builds up that kind of tension a little bit as well. Like if you've a bad race, like say me the last couple of weeks, I've had good weeks, bad weeks, but people are like, what's Luke going to pull out maybe, you know? What's he doing? Because he's had a good week here, good 32k run. Then this weekend, I haven't posted anything because I had a bad run. Calves are tight, but it's like, I didn't post anything just because I didn't have time, didn't think about it. But that's where I would normally come on and be like, listen lads, we had a bad run, you know? But I'm very like, bringing everyone along. I'm like, this could be bad if I don't take a few days off kind of thing, you know? But it does add a bit of pressure. If you're talking about times and talking about absolutes, but if you say, like you've kind of done, Will, the last few weeks, and even today, that story, you were like, listen, this has been the best block of my life. I feel like I'm in the shape of my life. If it goes well, it goes well. But if not, you've still had the best block of your life. That's the
Like-
way to look at it.
I've wasted so much time getting fixated on that outcome of I need X time for X reason. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
that's fine. You're allowed to have a number in your head. I'm not saying you can't have a number in your head, but I think when I really started to actually probably progress better as well as an athlete was when I was like, right, the work I'm doing towards that target is actually where I'm learning and growing. And
Yeah.
that's where I'm experiencing things. That's where I'm creating memories. I'm making new friends or having laughs. All this. That's so much more valuable than running that target time. Like
Yeah.
if you're just training for that 2 hours and whatever, like that's such a finite thing to like.
Anything can
what
happen.
You spent 4 months doing something. What happened within those 4 months is not defined by what happened within those couple of hours.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It
Anything
couldn't
can go
possibly.
wrong on race day if you get fixated on your number and you blow up to bits or hurt your ankle or fuel bad or just the weather's crap on the day and you're depressed to bits because you didn't hit your target time because you put that much pressure on yourself. I feel like, fuck that. Like, what's
Yeah.
the point in that? Like, it's,
Whereas I think if you go out hot and you say you blow up or whatever and you have to walk in or jog in or whatever, I think any three of us would be able to jump on Instagram after and not have to feel like we explain ourselves. You can literally jump on and go, lads, I made a bollocks of this. I went out way too hot. I went out all guns blazing and I'm happy I did. That's what I chose to do. I thought that I was going to be able to hold on. I couldn't.
Give it a
And
shot.
that's okay. Like you're not beating yourself up. Like in private then you will be thinking, right, what went wrong? Like how could I kind of fix this? How could I come back? But you're not going to be beating yourself up over it because it's no point getting caught up in arbitrary times and they're different for everyone. Like me running a 2:53 in Malta, some people are like, that's unbelievable. Like that's the craziest thing they've ever heard. And I'm like, I'm just getting started really,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like you ran what, Dublin last year, your first marathon?
Yeah.
250.
Around 215. But again, like a lot of that journey to Dublin was me getting caught up on this idea because I openly said, and I've spoke about this before, I openly said I'm going to break 3 hours in my first marathon. Which at the time of saying that, I had no right to say that. I just
Yeah.
came out and I said I'm going to run 3 hours in my
Yeah.
first marathon. And because of that, the journey was kind of defined by like a lot of emotional pressure that I put on myself. No one else casted it on me. But I'm telling myself in private, you said you were going to do this thing. You told all those people, who are you going to look like if you don't do that thing?
Yeah.
And you also have to learn as well, bro, no one cares.
No
man.
one cares.
No
yeah.
one cares.
It can be nice to create that pressure though as well, because it does mean you're all in on it. Like for Malta, all I was worrying about was running sub 3. And that was my main goal for 12 weeks. I was like, right, let's get I ran 3:14 in Dublin, then 4 months later did Malta. Without that pressure of me putting it on Instagram, doing a weekly thing, it would have just been an internal goal between maybe me and Anto, and it's like, yeah, and then maybe I would have ran a 2:57 or something. But I was like, every training session, I was like, this could be the one that gets me over the line. This could be the one, you know? So it does give you that opportunity to kind of lock in, and that accountability that everybody wants me to run a sub 3 here, or else I'm going to look like a mug if I don't run sub 3, whatever way you want to look at it.
Yeah.
But it can be negative if you're caught up on it too much. But I think, say for that sub 3, I think it's nice to put all the cards on the table, put it all on the line. Then when you get down to finer margins, going from 2:39 to 2:35, it's like most people don't even realise the difference of 4 minutes of that. But that 4 minutes could take a year to take off. Whereas I took that 21 minutes off. Like the marginal gains get so much smaller.
Of diminishing returns.
Exactly.
Did
Exactly.
you ever realise like the top guys? I'm talking like the best marathon talents in the country. A lot of them are really quiet guys. Like there's this new age runner of Strava user, avid Instagram user, maybe making some content. I'm not saying everyone's in that basket, but like that exists. Whereas you look at the likes of Ryan Creech, like arguably the best or one of the best marathon runners in Ireland, and you're not seeing Strava data. You don't know how fit he is until he races, and he probably posts a couple of times on social media a year.
Yeah.
But he'll come out and go for a national title in Dublin. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? There's like levels to that. If you're looking at these guys from a performance perspective, and you're like, yo, he's not posting anything. There's probably some benefit in that too. Do you know?
There's people out there, man. There is people out there that you see in the park and you go, who's that fella? Maybe you'd know them a little bit from running with them or from Gary or whatever. I'd see a gang of lads in the park and I'm like, I couldn't tell Tom from Harry there. But they're moving. And then race day,
because
because
the race day, you're like, who's this fella? I've never seen him on Instagram. Doesn't
Yeah.
mean they don't exist.
exactly, at the end of the day, it's Instagram's not real life. It's like who's actually there's people out there running 200k weeks in Ireland that we don't know, and you only see them on race day. And I'm going, geez, Will's a grafter 140k weeks because I see it. But then on race day, I won't be able to name like half of the top 10 lads, say the national lads at least.
100%.
I won't know them, but because I'm too far removed from it, you know. I'm more in the world of people that are posting, people that are maybe breaking sub 3 for the first time. That's who I run with. That's who I see. I don't see the lads out doing 30k runs at 3:30 pace and all. You just don't really see them. So yeah, it is interesting. What did you do Dublin last year? That was your second marathon?
Second marathon, first proper one. I
Raced.
trotted around Rome
Yeah.
in like 4:35 in a pair of Hoka Arahi.
Yes, mate. That's a claim to fame, bro.
Yeah,
Stopping
quality.
and walking to have like a little burger at 30k and all. Swear.
Quality.
And then I said, no, we can give it a bit of a better lash. I said I can do a bit better than this, and I started training and I got a ticket for Dublin last year, 10 weeks out off one of the lads in the club who was injured, and then obviously had a short enough block and ran 2:55, which I was over the moon with. Didn't expect it, so that's cool. So hoping to do again the same again this year ish.
Yeah.
Knock off another few minutes.
Yeah.
But my block has been a little joke.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that then. I think we've all very different lives. We're very similar. We're all good mates and all, but we all run very different lives. Like you've no coach. Me and Will have a coach. Will's more all in on running than anyone I've ever seen, really. Except for like the professional lads, of course, that are getting paid. But like as a civilian, a hobbyist runner, maybe you could say, you're putting in mad graft. Like I don't know anyone that's not at the cream of the crop that's putting in 140k weeks, because it just takes so much time. Like your average weekly hours, how much you spending?
I think over the course of the block. So my block was a little bit overextended, kind of by choice. So I had a hell of a race, some medical problems going on like 5 months ago. Had some races planned. I was like, no, scrap these.
You'd all the races planned. You have a ticket
bro.
for everything.
There was this running
Will we do
gig.
the 5k this week?
There was this running gag that I had a bib for like every race in the country, but I was like, no, we're gonna scrap this. What is my main focus for the rest of the year? I'm going back to the marathon. What do I want to do in the marathon? I don't know yet, but I want to move on a little bit. So like the focus became get that right. And because of that, I was like in this position in training where I could shift my focus towards the marathon without like jumping into marathon block. Like just start extending the long run, just start moving towards getting into marathon shape. So my block's kind of blurry, it's a bit longer, but I know in the last
Say the last
weeks,
12 weeks, yeah, 16
I know
weeks.
the 16, I don't know the 12. The last 16 weeks, I think 155 hours, 2,000, just over 2,000 kilometers, 2,030 kilometers, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's like average weekly of like 130, peaked at 140.
Yeah.
But I think that's interesting. Like we have such different lives. I think you see all these numbers, you're like, oh, he's running that, she's running that. What kind of shape is he in? And I think like when you book a marathon, you decide how important that marathon is in your life. Do you know what I mean? You look at what else is going on, what's going on in the family, what's going on in work, am I studying, am I doing, is there other commitments? I kind of found myself at this point in life where like running means that much to me that I'm going to commit myself to this thing that I want to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I told myself, I said, I ran 239 in March. That's what I wanted to do in 2025. I had this goal of breaking 240 and I did it. I thought maybe I wouldn't do it and I might need to go again, but I did it. And I was like, right, well, if you commit yourself 100% to this thing, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? And I just wanted to do that. I wasn't really sure. Like those early weeks, you're kind of like, oh, you're looking at a big mountain climb. You're like, what am I going to do here? How is this going to play out? Am I going to get injured? Is something going to happen in life? And I guess there's an element of luck involved in that too. I didn't sustain an injury. Things kind of went pretty well. But if I look back at the last 16 weeks of my life, a lot of, like I started a degree, that's a big thing in life. But a lot of what I can remember is running.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll be honest with you. Pretty much all of what I can remember is time running. Because I spent a lot of time running. And like for me, like, is it healthy? Is it not healthy? I guess it depends on your life. At the moment, for me, like potentially the most valuable 90 minutes of my day are when I throw my runners on and I go out the door. There's two elements to it. One, I'm preparing for a marathon, but two is I just need to go out for a run. I need to decompress. I need to see what's going on in my own head.
That's your will time. Like,
yeah, exactly. You know, so it's like a meditative process, but it's also like, I want to do this thing, and if I want to do it, I'm going to do it. Do you know what I mean? So I committed to that. And I guess the thing I'm happiest with now, 2 weeks out, is looking back, and kind of goes back to the idea of times. I do have a time in my head. I'm not going to speak it out loud, but it is there. There is a target. There is a plan. But I'll stand on the start line of Dublin Marathon knowing that 4 months ago, I looked at this dream and I said, I want to do that. And I gave 100% of myself.
Yeah.
Even on days when I probably didn't have 100% myself to give, I gave 100% myself to preparing for this thing.
Yeah.
And I can't physically give any more than that, do you know? So, like, that's one element of it. That's how one person prepares. But, like, when I look at you guys, what you've done over the last couple of months, it's a completely different aspect of life. Like, there's life experiences in there. There's trips in there. There's work in there. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of that kind of took a back seat for me. And who's to say one of us is right and one of us is wrong?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's saying it's completely where you are in life at the moment. Like I knew, like Malta, I was able to dedicate 12 weeks of almost nothing else. It was all I was thinking about. It was my main focus. I was so set on getting this sub 3. And then I found after Malta, I was like, oh, fuck yeah, the rest of my life, I kind of had that void to fill. I was like, and then maybe those 4-6 weeks, I was trying to get back to normal. Then I was traveling loads at the start of the year. And then I knew this second half of the year was going to be just graft. I knew it was just going to be heavy with work and then heavy with marathon training. I was meant to do Amsterdam. That was my plan. And after Malta, I was like, if I put in enough graft and stay fit, like all throughout and stay, like keep the mileage up, I could go run a 240 in Amsterdam on a flat course. You know, that was my thing. And then I kind of reevaluated. I was like, I don't really care that much about it. I was like, maybe I'll just go Dublin and enjoy the day. Third Dublin in a row. And I was like, I'd rather go to Dublin, obviously still aim for a good time, but not have this ridiculous time and have a more balanced outlook. And that's what I have. Like, I've only ran over 100k a week, I think twice in the last, or 2 or 3 times in the last, say, 16 weeks. Had a much longer block as well. And that meant I had a lot more time to enjoy running. I raced a 5k, raced a 10k, raced a half, which I've never raced a 5 or a 10. So I was able to kind of enjoy and extend the block out a bit, but without neglecting the other parts of my life, because my life's been absolutely crazy. and even the travel and stuff that I've put in this year, it's like you can't put 140k weeks down and then also live the life. I would be absolutely numb to relationships and family and all that kind of stuff. It wouldn't fit in my life right now, and that was a conscious decision I made. But I know that if I want to put down a block for, say, a marathon next year, say a fall, like an autumn marathon next year, I know that, right, I'll give that my 100%, and that will be the main focus, and it will be grand, go for sub 240, because with these big kind of lofty goals, you do need to give it your full focus. Otherwise, you're gonna fall short. If you're not 100% in it, you're not gonna basically achieve what you want to achieve.
Agreed.
How's your training been, Keno?
Start of the year, flying it. 5Ks, 10Ks, making huge progression.
Bob Hef, bro.
Like, I think at the start, this time, last year, I broke like 19 minutes for the 5K, over the moon, and then went down, broke 17 in a park run, and next thing I was like under 16 3 times in a row, and then 15:30 on the dot, chip time at the Bob Hef. And I was just having a ball doing the 5Ks and 10Ks. I was like, shite, it's time to start doing training for Dublin, because I had the ticket. So block short. And then interest waned, business got busier with work, life in the way. Not in the way. Life took a bigger priority than running, because I nearly blew the load of just running for the first 6 months of the year.
Lots of racing as well.
Lots of racing.
Loads of races.
It does take it out of you.
4 or 5 half marathons or something, just every week nearly at one stage racing short stuff. And then when I stopped racing, because the racing as well, I know you guys, gives you something to do content of and video and have the crack with. And this quiet block, so passing 10, 12 weeks, no races, just getting ready for Dublin. I was like, eh. And then shop was busier with the summertime. And I was like, I have Valencia at the start of December, as do you. I'm like, I have more time for that. And I'm like, sure, Dublin will be fine. We'll have a good day out. We'll do it with the lads.
Enjoy it kind of was, yeah.
Yeah, enjoy it. Surely you'll do the same as last year anyways, kind of thing. But then there's the, you could do so much maybe if you put the focus into it, your work ethic. So I'm kind of as you said, it's a tough decision, and there's things to be said for pros and cons of both. Putting it all on the running, mixing it both up, putting it all on life, and then flopping the running. I don't know.
When it gets so close as well, I think you think, I could have done a lot more this block, and you forget how much fun you've had with the rest of your life. You know, say the trips you've gone on, even Norway, 2 weeks ago?
Norway for 2 weeks.
Looked unreal.
For 3 days before that,
Yeah.
I was hiking, but you're not running, and I wasn't worried about the running either. I was kind of I haven't done many long runs really. I did a 37k long run. That's kind of what's going to tip me over. But overall, I'm not expecting much out of myself in Dublin, to be honest.
Yeah. I do think you're a little sleeper marathoner as well. I think he'll get halfway and go.
I love the day out. The day out.
Yeah.
The guy's so fit, he'll just come out and pull out something ridiculous anyway.
I think you could run the first half at me, go through at 1:24, and just look at me, and I'm there booking it, and then you'll just go, right, 4 minute kilometers.
No.
Right, let me put down a 1:18.5 or something, but you could, and that's the kind of, I've said that from the get-go. I think you have, and it's not say the hikes, the trips and stuff, it's not you're losing fitness. It's not you're being a big fat slob putting food away and all. You're not living unhealthily, No.
No.
But you haven't lost yourself as such. It's not you're I haven't been training at all. You're still in nick, and you have that fast base. You ran 37k on a random Wednesday or something, and you were cruising. The distance is there. You've done it before. You've been there before. Speed's in the legs. And just see on the day and the thing, I think most important thing is to enjoy it as 100%. Well.
It's just enjoying it.
Especially Dublin.
Valencia's going to be a holiday as well, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Dublin's the best day of the year.
Expensive marathon, but that'll be fun. Valencia, hopefully, I'll get dialed in for the 4 or 5 weeks before Valencia after Dublin, and try and nip things up and really focus on everything.
Yeah.
And try and dip another bit quicker. But
you have to pick your races, man. That's the thing. You have to pick, if you want to run fast, it's nice to book a favourable course. If you want to go enjoy and say build on last year's Dublin, that's what Dublin's so nice as well. You can kind of go, right, I ran it last year. I ran 3:14 last year. If I run a 2:48 this year, which is the goal, that's a fucking improvement.
Sick.
You know, that is a huge improvement. Whereas Malta, I thought it was going to be a lot flatter than it was. But that was the goal that I was like, right, this is just going to be a fast
And you
fast
can
marathon.
enjoy Dublin then. Everyone's around. You know everyone. We're all living in Dublin.
Yeah.
Compared to going off to, say, Amsterdam.
Yeah.
You're by yourself. Maybe with somebody you know. But
That's
like,
why
you're
that's why I
afterwards just
changed
like,
it.
Anyone to celebrate with? Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said it. You were like, if we're racing, it's got to be at home. Like,
Yeah, well, bro, I wasn't on for Dublin.
yeah.
I genuinely, I was on for Valencia as well.
Yeah.
I still am on for Valencia. But what happens in Valencia is a totally other question. But like Valencia was going to be my next target. I kind of sat down after Barca. I was like, where am I going? Where do I want to go? Valencia, that's quick. An opportunity came up through work to get into Valencia. And it was obviously sold out. So I was lucky enough to get that. And then this kind of excitement starts to exist in the running community in Dublin, and you're around that, and you're like, if I'm going to commit myself to do this thing I want to do, you know, I'm going to give all of myself to this thing, where do I want to do that? Do you know, do I want to come 700th in Valencia, in the fastest marathon in the world, and, you know, turn around and my dad's not there? Or do I want to do it at home? Maybe it's a little bit harder, maybe there's less people to work off, maybe the course is fighting back a bit more, but I cross the finish line and my dad's there. Do you know what I mean? Where like in my head, I can't compare those two things. Do you know, there is a time and a place for a time trial, 100%. The sole reason I went up to Antrim is because everyone said Antrim is a fast, flat course. Boom, I'm going to Antrim because I want to run quick. And this kind of thing shifted of like, okay, I want to run fast, but also I want to have this like memorable experience, and they kind of met in the middle, and it's like, I want to run at home. Yeah, that's what I want to do, do you know?
Yeah. It's your brain or your heart, and that's how you kind of pick marathons. Pick a nice flat course, yeah, sure thing. It's going to look great in the Strava, great to ring home about.
Yeah.
But
Running at home, running in the city, running around the city, running through the park. We're running every Sunday. What a buzz!
the
Like.
Purple Mile, like every time I think about the
Like-
Purple Mile, when I'm out running, that's all I think about. I'm like, that last mile.
mad.
It's
People
like
banging the thing.
kids and
mad.
all with the little the signs and everything.
But also there's just a myth, right? The idea that you need to go to a foreign marathon to run quick is not true.
No.
You will work harder in Dublin, potentially, but some people perform better on undulating hills than they do on the flat, all this kind of thing. I can think of loads of examples of lads who run quicker every year. Look at Wayne Waldron, 2:29 in Dublin last year, progressing again. Do you know what I mean? And you don't have to chase, you know, where the elites are going to chase these ultimate fast times. You can do them at the marathon you want to do them at. It just might look a little bit different.
Let's touch on that. You touched on, I guess, the running culture basically in Dublin around the marathon. It's kind of, if you're not doing it, you do get FOMO, and that's what I had as well. I was like, I can't really be training for Amsterdam, be a week ahead of everyone on schedule, be out doing the runs, but I'll have an extra 2K maybe on top of the runs with other people. And it's like, the buzz around Dublin at the moment, I guess it's the only buzz we really experience because we all live here, but it's really grown, really grown.
It feels like everyone and their granny is running these days, yeah? Like everyone's running. Maybe it's our circle, but even like knocking around town, the general interest in like anyone and everyone, the park on a Sunday, park on a weekend,
It's crazy.
Clontarf seafront, any day of the week.
Yeah.
Like everybody. It's
think-
unreal.
Like I work in a running shop, so I see the running community in work, I see the running community in my spare time. Sometimes I'm kind of like, do I just spend all my time in something related to running? Somewhat? Like,
Yes.
Yes, you do. Yeah, no. Listen, it is what it is. But there is a thing that you see in work. Like, you can kind of see a customer when they come in, has this guy been running a while, has new to running, and they'll tell you their story. There is a new excitement about running in Dublin. I don't know if that's outside of Dublin. I kind of see it outside of Dublin too, but my experience is I'm looking at this kind of newfound excitement. I think some of that is like a shift in lifestyle. It's not cool anymore to be just a wreck on the party 24/7. Do you know what I mean? People are getting into kind of more healthy ways of living, and I think running is just going like this, man. It's going up. I think it's great to just see people moving, but then you kind of, that's year round, and then you come into something like, okay, we're into Dublin Marathon season now. I walk through the gates of the Phoenix Park. I'm on my long run, and I see the same faces every week. Hundreds of people on a Sunday morning doing laps of a park. unbelievable. Do you know
The
what I mean?
waves
That's
to the other groups across the way.
Yeah,
You're just cruising on the park and just
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
You're looking at other groups now. You're like, are they going about the same pace as me? Could I jump in with them?
Yeah.
Yeah,
the little high fives at like 7 o'clock. You're running by, boom.
yeah. The buzz around, and I think there's so many novices getting into it as well, where we would have been say 2 years ago and like no idea about anything, and then it's nice to be able to give back to those people and be like, well, I did all these stupid things, I made all these mistakes, I've nearly shit myself in a race, and then you kind of give them a bit of advice, give them that step ahead, basically, that they don't have to go through the stupid shit that you've done, getting chin splints from upping the mileage too quickly or whatever the problem is. You've kind of lived through it, and then you can just tell them, and maybe they'll even come to you, maybe they'll text you on Instagram or come into the shop, particularly you. And it's like, it's so nice being able to give back to people and be like, these are all the stupid things that I've done, don't do any of them. But also there's some mistakes that you kind of have to just go through, like going out too hot in a race. I'd never done that before until Antrim, and everyone had always said it, and I knew I had my pace and strategy, but it was just, I thought it was going to be the flattest course in the world. I was just like, I consider 340s for this race.
I'm never going back there. I had a great day in Antrim, and I'm never going back.
You were the only person that I seen that did well, and I knew that there was like, on a better course there's more there for you. But you got through it. You like when it did get hard, you got through it. I couldn't. After 8k I was done. I was just like, I lost the head. I was like, I'm not as fit as I thought I was.
It reminds me of the first mile of the Boyle 5k that we went down to.
Yeah. But I think it is nice. There's so many new people into running, and that resurgence as well. Like the sober activities. Like I don't have many friends in my life that I've never had a drink with. I've never had a drink with either of you. Have we had a pint? Don't think so. That's cool. You know, I know you how long. Never been in a pub setting. Never fucking.
But we see each other all the time.
Exactly. Never no degenerate behaviour. Whereas like a couple of years ago, of course, I think we've all gone through our phases of being stupid, being young lads, which you're allowed. That there's no saying it's right or wrong. You're allowed to be a 20-year-old and just be on the rip all the time. But being able to kind of come out of that and then go, all right, maybe this healthy living, maybe this eating good food, exercise, and hanging around with people that are good for you.
Taking care of yourself.
So many people are on that wave right now, and it's nice to kind of be there as well. You know, it makes your life a lot better when you're kind of looking at your mates, and instead of being like, he's a fucking deadly drinker, you know, he's great down the pub going, my mate runs sick marathons, my mate does content, my mate has a shop, whatever it is. It's more impressive, and I think a lot of people are kind of coming around to that way of living, which is really nice for society in general. But you get to know people a lot more when you're not out drinking with them all the time, you know.
And you realise you can do things that don't involve drinking. You just put yourself into the run clubs, which is another huge thing that's really brought on the running scene in Ireland and in Dublin especially. Your help for runners like Pastry Pace, like Soulmates, there's so many run clubs, there's so many running events that are on all the time. The Hoka thing, the with Elvery's at the coffee stop they did last weekend. Unreal.
It just makes it a lot more accessible. That's the thing.
Brings everyone in, yeah.
And especially for maybe slower runners where we've all been there, there's no
Or
like
people
moral
that
standpoint.
want
It's like
that like it taking it handy.
Exactly. Some people just love doing a 5k at 6 minute
Chilling.
kilometers once a week. They don't have to be
Don't
invested
want to be
in
doing a 5k PB.
exactly. They don't care. They're just going for the social aspect.
Yeah.
Coffee after. I think it's
Class.
almost more beautiful to just be going, I just like going for a little run club and chatting away to people, and then you're not stressed about the races and
you're
stuff.
not spending
There
300
are-
quid
there-
on shoes.
There are days that I wish I had a relationship like that with running. Like
Yeah.
a recreational relationship with running.
Yeah.
It's like, man, that'd be cool. Like,
It'd be dead cool to just love going for
Both are
one
cool.
run a week, 2 runs a week, and going, yeah, this is class. And then telling people, they're like, yeah, I love running, I'm class at running. And you're like, yeah, did a park run, 25 minutes. And you're like, the happiest person in the world. You're like,
100%.
that's a buzz. I do the park run with my
Rock
dad
and
every
roll.
week. It's a good buzz. That's such a nice relationship to
man,
have with
I've
running.
been trying to like explore that, like when I first started running, what it brought into my life and why I continue to run. One of those things we were just speaking about there is like when I stopped drinking and made that choice in my life, I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. One of the biggest fears in me was like, how am I going to meet people? I genuinely have no idea how to establish a meaningful human connection that doesn't involve me drinking or partying or any of the above. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And running was one of the things that just kind of put that in front of me. It's like, you can do this. You can find that connection with other people on common ground. And that's great. But the second thing was like, I was talking to Cian about this on the way over in the car. It was like, I remember the first time, I think I was running a 10K, and I was looking down at my watch, and there's like a 4:50 split lighting up in my face. And how much that lit me up. It's like, can I do that? I'm doing it. It's happening. That's class. And I don't kind of have that same like excitement, that same relationship with running as I did then. It's different now, and I'm okay with that. I still have what I like to say is a great relationship with running, but it's different. And I remember like those moments of like, wow, man, this thing is just magic, and it's bringing so much enjoyment and purpose and entertainment into my life.
Yeah.
That it's kind of killing all these other worries that I have of like, okay, what are you going to do with your life? Where are you going to go? Where do you belong? Where's all your confidence? All these kinds
And you're like, I just ran a 5K. Like, I think all the biggest dopamine hits in running, it's not, like, say Conor Mantz, world record or whatever, or say Kiplimo there, he's, after setting a 1 minute PB, but he's so close to the world record, and he's like, you're always weighing stuff up, whereas when you just start running, it's like you get the newbie gains in the gym, and you start going, like, running your first 5K for so many people can be a huge thing. Running a 10K, like, it's no easy feat. We're so used to it.
Yeah.
But for the average person that isn't running, that isn't fit, isn't looking after himself, 10K is a huge thing. Like, I do laugh sometimes, 10-mile easy run, and people are like, 10-mile easy run, or 5K warm up before a session. People are like, what are you talking about? And it's like, we've gone so far, and I think the biggest dopamine hits, the biggest wins in running are sub 25K, sub 40 10K, sub 90 half, and a sub 3 marathon, in that order, because that's just naturally how they're going to fall. 253 to 248 doesn't mean anything. It's just a win for yourself. But those are the like gold standard of like, you're running really quick. Like when I think the first time I ran a sub 20 5K, I ran a 19:28, and I thought I was the coolest fella in the world. I was untouchable, because I didn't even know people were out running 16-minute 5Ks, 14:35Ks, and normal people as well. Whereas you're going and doing that first sub 90 half, I done Clontarf. I was like, heart rate was like 187 average or something. I left it all out there, and I was like, I am the king of running, you know. And that feeling, all those wins are at the start of your running journey, or say after a year or so of your running journey, and then after that, it's easy to become less like impressed with yourself, and you're like harder on yourself. But you also have to just remember where you came from. Like, I looked at a run I did at the start of just going into Christmas of 2022. 4.5 kilometer run, 6:30 pace, 160 average heart rate. If I run with 160 average heart rate now, that's like 4 minute kilometers, you know? When you look at that, and you have to remove yourself from the current worries and what you're worried about now, and look back a year ago, 2 years ago, and go, wow, I've come along so much. How blessed am I? We went for a 15K the other week. I was driving home, just easy trot around the park, and I was going to say emailed Cian. I sent a voice message to Cian. I said, how cool is it that we're able to just do 15K and not even worry about it? Like, no strain in the legs.
And no time ago, like 15K.
100%.
Mad.
Yeah.
You just get so used to and regimented with your training that like it's normal. It's not normal to be running like 80K a week or 50K a week. Do you know what I mean?
It's dead cool, and you have to remember that.
Yeah.
So wherever you're at, even if it's running your first 10K, be proud of yourself. Don't be looking at Will's 10K. Don't be looking at Cian's 10K. Look at your own 10K and go, okay, well, it's gone from 52 minutes to 45. That's class. Running 4:30 pace for anybody is cool. It doesn't matter where you're from, what nick you're in, what age you are. You're running quick. That is a quick pace.
And as long as you stay consistent with that, like you're only going one direction if you keep it moving and keep the training going.
Yeah, time and consistency.
And enjoying it at the start is when to like really soak it all in, because it gets not as exciting when you're like, whatever.
I didn't take 30 seconds off my 10. Yeah,
because like the law of diminishing returns, whatever the story is of that.
Yeah.
Like you're getting to the finer margins, you're getting to the couple of seconds, you're getting down into your like 3 whatever paces for your 10Ks and stuff, and then it's like the hard work that puts in to get knocked 5 minutes off an already sub 3 marathon is nuts compared to running a 4:30 marathon, knocking an hour and a half off it then a year later.
Yeah, that's where you need to kind of keep the head as well, and like keep your head in that mind space of, wow, look how far I've come, always. And even if you have a bad race, whatever the case is, you can go, well, at least I'm not running a 150 in Wicklow like I did a year before, you know. And I'm like, well, I've come a long way. I ran 127 in Antrim and I had the worst day I've ever had out. And then I was laughing. I was like, I'm still running sub 90. One of the lads texted me. He was like, I've never seen someone so depressed to run a sub 90. And I was like, yeah, I know. But it's just the expectation you set yourself, like, that's what determines how happy you are. And you know that you're able to run a PB and then you just make a bollocks of it. That's what kind of comes. But if you set the expectations, you kind of have to be careful with that as well. You have to be kind to yourself as well. It's like, running is always going to be difficult and you're going to have a bad day, but don't get hung up on it. Like, it's just a time. Enjoy the run. Did you leave it all out there? Did you enjoy it? Did you, whatever the external variables are you going home and going, that was a bit of crack, had a good fun with the lads, sat in the car up to Antrim with the lads, whatever the case is? I think that's really important.
That's difficult.
It's really difficult as you get,
Do you know,
as you get more
I think
into
it's
it.
something you're constantly growing towards, is like a healthy understanding of what you've done. Because for a long time, those beginner games you're talking about, things can be pretty linear for a while.
Yeah.
And I kind of saw that with me. It was like my trajectory in terms of times, if I looked at it solely as times, was just linear. It was like I'm going from slow to a bit faster over X course of time. Like, but eventually you're going to have a bad day. And that's a fact within running. I've had some howlers, man. But someone said to me the last time I had a howler, which I wouldn't talk to anyone. It was, I may as well have thrown the toys out of the pram. Like, I went down to the Waterford half and I ran 119. And someone was like, do you know how obnoxious it is to say that you just ran 119, which a lot of people just can't do. They're just not able to do. And a previous version of you, that was unattainable for. And you're not happy with it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, but objectively it's bad time, this, that, there. And so you get into this kind of scatterbrain mindset of like, I need to do this, I need to do that. And you just like, there was a time, and this is genuine, I could not run a continuous kilometre. I was unable to run one continuous kilometre. And that was the first day I went out running. I ran down the road, I was gassed. I had probably 4 stitches and I walked back up the road and I was so ashamed of myself. Genuinely, I was so ashamed of, like, I had arrived at this point in my life I couldn't run 1 kilometre. And I just kept going back out the door. And like, I think we all need to revisit that version of ourselves that was just enjoying getting better at something. And that doesn't have to be linear. It's like you're going to fall off that cliff. There's like plateaus, there's setbacks, there's all this stuff. But inevitably, like, when you take the broader picture, and for me, that comes after a race. I always tell people the Barcelona Marathon was the best day of my life, and it was. And part of that is because of what happened and the time, and you're allowed to say that. You don't have to pretend it's not because you ran a good time. It was. But the reflection afterwards, it was like, I kind of described it as like standing on top of this mountain and looking back at everything that had happened between me at the bottom of that mountain and me at the top of it. And that wasn't just like the training block. It was how hard I had to work to go from that version of myself that couldn't run 1 kilometre to running 42 kilometres in, you know, a time I only dreamed of running 1 kilometre at one point, you know. And it's like, I only appreciate those moments, and this is just how I am. I only appreciate those moments at a time of reflection, which for me is like these key moments. I'm not very good at just reflecting on the fly. I'm not out running 10 miles going, yeah, man, this feels pretty rough. Haven't eaten enough today. Didn't sleep very well last night. But there was a time I couldn't run 5 kilometres. So I'm grateful for this really sluggish 10 mile I'm running right now. I'm not great at that.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get better. But when I do it is like at these key points in my running journey, which is like a big race I've built for, or like the end of a year, or sometimes I look back at the end of the month. I like looking back over a month because it's more digestible. At the start of this month, I was here and now I'm here. Have I improved? What needs work? I'm good at that, but like, it's very difficult to just constantly have this relationship with running where you're like, you know what? Like, when I look back, I'm getting better, and that's good. I like this.
It's much easier when like you have a big win to be and you're in a positive mindset already and you go, wow, look how far I've come. But the moments where you need to do that the most is when you've had a bad day or a bad run, and then you can go, okay, if that had gone well, what would I be thinking? You know, would I be going, wow, that was absolutely amazing? That's where, and it's a meditative practice, it's a consciousness thing as well. It's like going, right, grand, that didn't go to plan, but I'm all right. You know, it's not the end of the world. I'm not going to beat myself up over it. That's the most important thing, I think. Because it's easy to look back on after having the best day of your life or the best race of your life and going, wow, look at all that, and be like, I can't believe, I'm so happy. I'm so happy that I've brought myself to the point where this is achievable. But when you have a bad day, you're just in a negative headspace. But you have to just try switch that, and it is difficult. It's very difficult. It's far from easy to do that.
You are allowed that small period of time as well of like,
oh, you're allowed.
You know what? I'm just having a shit day. I wanted to do this thing, it didn't happen. And then I think after that,
you're allowed the 24 hours. Yeah,
you got to try and pick yourself up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Put the stick down.
100%.
You can always run another marathon.
Exactly. There's always more races. Let's talk about the ballot and transfer situation, the new 2026 Dublin Marathon. I hate to bring it up, boys.
Straight red. I know.
What are we saying?
Can I drop a penny there?
Yeah,
I think overall, it is a great thing. It's following suit of like all global marathons. But I think they really need to look at some other things that accompany that if it's going to work. Do you know what I mean?
It was very hostile, wasn't it? We're locking down on this number swapping stuff. There's no more ballot. That's it. Things are changing. But like, it makes sense. It makes sense, as you said. And I think we all agree that if you're looking to do your first marathon, you're from Mayo and you're not in a run club and you don't really run, but you want to finish a marathon in memory of your dog, then you should be able to enter a ballot and hopefully get it, not have 90% of the tickets gone before you've even applied. And like, you could be trying to get into it for years and never get, because number one, you don't have the connections to get a ticket off someone around the transfer window, and you're not able to raise the money for charity or don't want to do it for charity for whatever reason, etc. It is a bit shit though not being able to, for anyone that's been used to doing it. So there's people there that probably done it for the past 15 years. They're like, what? I've been doing it the past 15 years and now I'm not guaranteed a spot. But if you want a ticket, you'll probably get one.
Yeah, I think it's like if you've done 10 years, or there's a gang that have done 41 or 42 marathons since it started. The Jubilee program, I think Berlin have it or whatever. I think that should definitely be in place. If you've ran 10 Dublin marathons consecutively, that's cool. You should be able to keep that streak going and like have that priority for sure.
That is important.
But if you've ran, like, I've never gotten a continuation ticket. 2023 I ran with charity. Last year I got a ticket 10 weeks out. This year I just got a transfer as well. We're in a nice position to get transfers. We kind of know people that are injured, you know, post it on social media, people reach out. A lot of people don't have that there. They don't have the network. They don't have the friends essentially that will just have tickets go and spare. So, but like, I do understand, it's like, yeah, I've ran it twice in a year, but go do another marathon as well if you don't get a ticket. It's nice to go travel for a marathon. It's nice to have something different, have a different experience. Traveling for races is one of my favorite things that I've ever done in my life. Going to a new city for 4 or 5 days, going with a group, puts a completely different spin on the experience as well. And you're doing a new course. There's different variables there. So I think overall, I think it makes it a lot more fair for people trying to do their first marathon. They want to do it in Dublin. They don't have to travel to
It's expensive
the rest of Europe. Yeah, exactly. And they just want to go, right, I want to do a Dublin marathon. I've heard such good things about it. Give them the opportunity. And I think anyone that's kind of butthurt because they're like, I'm from Dublin, I should be able to do it every year. I've been doing it for the last 3 years, 4 years. Shut up, man. Go do a different marathon. Go leave Dublin. Like go somewhere else. Go down the country. There's enough races in Ireland alone. You know, none of them are going to have the reception of Dublin. But say Cork say Belfast. You know, it's not like they're not big city marathons. They are. It's not like you're out in the sticks running around a farm. You're going to have a good buzz there, and possibly, I haven't checked, but are they even better courses? Maybe, you know. So I think it's great. But the transfers
are scuffed, man. Like call a spade a spade. The thing that gets me, and I think I'm trying to like put myself in an unbiased position, because I think I'm in a good position in a sense that if I want a good for age entry, I'm not going to struggle to get it. So it's hard for me to say, that ballot doesn't affect me. Do you know what I mean? But that email that came in from the Dublin Marathon, I'm not just going to throw shade at the Dublin Marathon, I'm just going to observe it for how I perceived it. Is like, you get this email on I don't know, what is it, Friday, Thursday? And it's like this quite aggressive tone of, you will be banned for life from our entire series of races if you swap your bibs. For me, like I have a friend who's running Amsterdam the next week.
Next week,
next
yeah.
week, yeah, next week. He can still change every detail on his bib for one of the major city marathons. It's not a major world major, but it is a major city marathon. He can still change everything. You can transfer it. Valencia, again, you can still get a Valencia bib through a transfer process. That's really easy, by the way.
Really?
It's a portal online.
You put it up on a portal, they give you a code, you give the code to someone, they put it in, boom, your ticket's changed. There's a small fee, cool, no worries, everyone's happy.
There's a fee in Dublin anyways.
There is a fee in Dublin. My problem with the transfer thing is you have this small window. They do have a transfer window.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it might be 2 weeks. I'm not, you know what, don't quote me on how long it is, but
Too short.
It
closes way too early, man.
August.
I think, yeah, it's too far out. And like say
Really far out.
Amsterdam, I had a ticket for Amsterdam. I bought that. Tickets were released for Amsterdam last year, the day of Dublin. So I was in the Jacks after Dublin and I bought my Amsterdam ticket. I was like, that's the next one, which is also a bad thing. And I don't think that's a good mindset to have the second you're done a race, book another. I think let yourself cool down a little bit.
That's like finishing a pint and, you know, you've the last cup there and you're ordering the next
Bartender.
pint. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I was almost worried that I wasn't going to find anyone to sell the Amsterdam ticket to, because I put it up on my stories because I'm used to the Dublin transfer. I'd never transferred an Amsterdam one. I was like, right, I'm going to need somebody who wants to run Amsterdam, and it was in 5 weeks maybe. And I was like, how's nobody looking for an Amsterdam ticket? Like, I know people in Amsterdam. I was like, maybe I'll put it up with work and old friends and all. And then I was like, right, nobody's text me. I'll put it up on the transfer portal. Genuinely 10 minutes later it was sold. And I was like, wait, that's so handy. I didn't have to contact anyone. I didn't have to, there was no work. It was put your ticket up and then 130 quid into my bank account. And I went,
how hard is that to set up? Surely not.
If
that.
Amsterdam
in this
can
day
do
and
it.
age, if you're going to call yourself a major, or sorry, I'm not going to stop calling it a major, but a big city marathon, and you can't implement that infrastructure that all the other places have. Sorry, maybe not all of them, but like you can't point the finger at people. You know, people are going to swap bibs. It's going to happen.
Because people have lost out on what? 100, well, no, it's lost out. If I roll my
120
ankle
quid,
4
yeah.
or 5 weeks out, 120 quid, and you can't even transfer it. You've no other option. You can't defer till next year. You're being like, they're being kind of militant about this year now. They're stomping down. No one's swapping bibs. You're not starting the race. You're getting pulled out. You're being banned from all future races for being caught running
Which
on
is
someone
a
else's name.
crazy measure, by the way.
It's
It's
huge.
just insane.
Now, I get the health and safety thing, and I get the like men
Insurance
running
and stuff,
as women and women running as men, and la la la. But like that doesn't affect people that are.
It's 2025, lads, come on.
Yeah, but it's not affecting someone who's going for like a trot around Dublin and with their mom or whatever.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like it's easy to jump on a marathon, on Dublin Marathon last minute. If you're fit and you're running anyway, or you're training towards Valencia, tickets are coming up and you go, Grant, I'll jump in there. And then if you get caught, you're banned from doing Dublin ever again. It's like, that doesn't seem right. It's
bit
like,
over the
would
top,
you rather
man.
the bib just not be
There
ran?
needs to be something. And how many people don't run at all?
So that's
thousands of people every year.
They're changing a ballot system to try and give more people an opportunity to run. Here's the fact: a couple of thousand people haven't been able to run in the last couple of years alone, every year. Maybe you can say that's because you can't swap bibs, but realistically, if that transfer window is extended, maybe you pay a little bit more outside of the early bird phase of transfer. Most people who want to run will run. And I think you're going to see more people actually show up to run on the day. But like, people are always going to change last minute. Injuries, family emergencies, things change.
Scared.
It could
You
be
know?
raining, and you're just like, you know what? Gotta leave it.
Yeah. And it's like anyone who can run the marathon will run it. Like if you're not injured and you're there, you're like, but some people maybe might not be able to make it from Athlone that morning or whatever. They couldn't book a hotel. There's a million different things, but say there's how many people don't run a 4,000 or something.
A year, yeah.
Like that will go down to 1,000 if you're able to transfer up until a week before. Because fair enough, they're going to have to get the numbers printed and all. I'm sure there's like logistical operations.
100%.
But a week means anyone that wants to jump on and take a ticket, that's like, you could roll your ankle now this Sunday and then not be able to run. And then am I meant to let that ticket go to waste and not give it to one of the lads that was looking for it?
Burning €120.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And the opportunity cost of someone running the marathon. So
Yeah, absolutely.
it needs a revision. Maybe we'll set up a portal for them. We'll help them out.
Be great. Maybe
As a
there's
businessman.
Yeah.
any data computer scientists out there ready to
Like,
Yeah,
sorry,
text
to
us.
round that one off, because we
Text
could
us.
speak about this with no conclusion for like a week. Change that, change this. I have the best idea. But the other thing, the last simple thing is, if I paid €120 for a service, I don't want to open my email inbox on a Friday and like feel like I'm sitting in the principal's office. Do you know what I mean? You are expelled if you do this. Like,
Yeah.
chill out, bro.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
like we're all adults here,
Bring it
man.
down a
They
notch.
just want people to know that they want it to be done right, and they want it to be like safe, and this is the rules, and everyone needs to obey the rules, and stop treating this like a fun run. Because I get the emergency thing, I get the people running as different names thing, but like, at the end of the day, you're gonna have, if you do, touch wood, faint during the marathon, you're gonna have your own personal marathon details underneath. Yeah, your number mightn't match who you are, but like, you're gonna have the emergency details written on, or you should do anyways.
You should,
That
definitely.
that
You
eliminates
definitely
that.
should, bro.
Yeah.
That eliminates that.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I guess let's talk about Dublin Marathon the day of. I guess I've said what I'm going for, what I think I'm in shape for, 2:48 and below. But what does the day of Dublin Marathon look for you? What time are you getting up? How are you eating? When are you getting into town? Like, what's the plans there?
I'm only around the corner, so it's handy for me. I'll probably cycle to Fade Street. You guys are more than welcome to drop the bags there. I might send out a little text, see if anyone wants to link there. Leave bags.
I might
Fade
sleep in the
Street
shop, bro.
Yeah, you could do that. A few air mattresses. Yeah.
Do you know what? I don't know how many people this... Actually, sorry, it probably affects half of Dublin. Without fail, every year...
Clocks change as well, yeah?
Yeah, the clocks change, but they close the dart line for maintenance works on the bank holidays. And look, that kind of makes sense. They've 3 days where people aren't at work to solve whatever needs solving and fixing on the dart line. But it's like, I can't wrap my head around this concept of like, there's a concentration of 22,500 runners going to the centre of your city, as well as however many, probably tens of thousands of spectators on top of that. And you immediately chop one of your 3 public transport infrastructures. Like, we only have a tram, a bus. The tram is only really connecting one line as well.
Yeah.
It's like there's very limited
And it is free.
options to get in. Yeah, the Lewis is
The
free.
Lewis
We
is
all
free.
know that.
Yeah.
Which is a great service.
So I have to drive, or
Yeah.
I have to hitch a lift, one or the other.
Yeah. Luckily, the parking
Getting in
is
nice
free
and
on
early.
Sunday.
What time is kickoff? 8:45
Yeah.
for wave one.
Only about 10:30 for you, bro. Isn't it?
Yeah. I just drove in last year, parked the car around the corner, walked around, back, dropped the bag off, and got a warm up in. But I think
Yeah.
we'll probably meet up today.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna
or meet
I'm
up
gonna
this year.
aim-
Yeah, and knock, jog down, stroll down.
What time you be getting up at?
I think it'll be weather dependent as well. Sorry, what time am I getting up at? Probably early, 6. Get fed,
I'm gonna be up.
get watered.
See, we've a 30-40 minute commute,
I'm
myself
gonna
and
be up
Will.
Probably 4:45, bro. But I'm used to, like, my long run,
You're
man.
used
I'll
to
be
get to the park
I'll be
on
up
a
at about
Sunday.
5:30. The main reason for me is I know, and this is like a personal preparation thing that will be different for everyone. I know I need a couple hours for the food I like to eat before a marathon to sit in my stomach properly.
Yeah.
So I get up earlier. It's a lot of sitting around, but it works.
Lots of eating. Try not to switch it up too much. I feel like if you've been doing Sunday morning long runs in the park, for example, at 8 o'clock, do that again. Same as what you've been doing for the past couple of weeks, and you'll be fine.
There's got to be something in that. If, like, I don't want to judge people that don't long run on a Sunday morning, because there's one sitting opposite me there.
And me.
Yeah, man.
I'm
True,
bad.
actually.
I do my long runs
True.
on a Wednesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Off
True,
times.
and this is totally null and void because some of the best runners I know run on Saturday morning. But anyway, there's got to be something in getting up every Sunday early, and
Yeah.
races on a Sunday. It's going to be around somewhere between 8 and 9 o'clock, and your body like expects to
knows.
get up. It knows you're
Yeah.
going to eat. It probably knows you want to go to the bathroom.
Knows you're going to go to sleep early on Saturday night as well.
Yeah, you're used
True.
to it. I feel
True,
like
man.
that's grand when you're working, for example, a Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
For
That's
me,
fair. That's fair.
I could have stuff on the weekend, and I'm actually like, I can't get a long run done at
That is
early
fair.
morning Sunday. I'm like, do you know what? It's gonna be 12 o'clock by the time I can get around to this. I'm actually gonna do it on Tuesday instead. Blah blah blah, and everyone's gonna be different, but definitely plus if you're used to already, you're training yourself to get up that early time.
Yeah.
For sure.
How are the nerves before the marathon and during, I guess? What's the mentality there? What's pushing you at that 32, 35k mark and you're going, I've nothing to give here, but you end up giving it anyway. maybe first, how's the nerves? What are you like with that, with races in general, and then maybe marathons?
I like to think I generally don't get too nervous with races, and that's maybe because I don't put too much pressure on it. Like, I don't really care too much how it goes. Like, if it goes well, great, but I'm not going to be majorly pissed off. I like to think if it doesn't go my way. Easy to say when I haven't had any necessarily horrendous races. I've enjoyed every single one. I don't know if that's from not having any pressure, or if it's just from like the races have happened to go okay, because I'm probably still in a improvement phase, maybe getting to a plateau now, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Big day though.
Nerves, man.
You put a lot of stress on yourself.
I do, bro.
And it's completely self-manufactured, and you're probably the only person that expects the times that you
100%. I'm
put
pretty
out.
hard on myself. I'm
Yeah.
not going to pretend that I'm not. So I do. I get nervous. 100%. I'm probably starting to feel a little bit nervous already. But race morning. yeah.
bro.
Settle down, settle kettle. Race morning, I guess things are kind of okay. I'm kind of in that routine of right, breakfast, bathroom, get everything ready. Do I have everything I need? Where do I need to be? All that kind of stuff. It's kind of just happening. So it keeps everything moving. I think when I'm in the pen, bro, I'm nervous. I'm in the start pen. But invariably, pretty much every time I've ever raced, gun goes.
You've put in the hard work. You've trained.
Yeah, man.
You've trained. We've trained for this day. The hard work is the training. The marathon is supposed to be, the race is supposed to be the enjoyable part.
the victory lap, as they say.
Here we go.
While running.
And
I've never been
soaking in
nervous
that
about
atmosphere.
The first K or two, it's kind of, you're thinking about it. But once you can kind of find your rhythm, I think it's the most
It's
beautiful.
a long way to go. You hit the park, you're like, Jesus, I've only got 5K done. 7 to go.
Yeah.
That's the hardest way you can run a marathon.
Yeah.
Thinking about how
the
far
hardest
is left
way.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why it's nice to have
It's
practice
nice
it
to
into.
knock off. Do you find yourself knocking off into a autopilot? Or are you like kind of conscious, checking the watch? Okay, 3K, Jesus.
After like 7K, I can kind of get the legs moving. I can switch off a little bit. But before then, I'm nervous. I'm thinking, especially first K or two, because it just always ends up being hot, doesn't it? Getting out from the bunch and stuff, and there's nothing really you can do about that.
There is like, I think the bet, like if you're on a pace balloon, grand, lock into a rhythm and just sit with it. I kind of found like the last couple of races, I'm not in that territory where there is a pace balloon. And so there is a little bit of checking. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying you need to obsessively monitor the watch. But you do need to check that the group that you've decided to work with is maintaining what you want to work with. Do you know what I mean? But, like, and a lot of
And
people
that
will
you
say this.
feel good at that.
Yeah. Are you in the
know?
right group? Do you know,
Yeah.
do you need to drop back? Because that's a thing in a marathon. In a 5K, you kind of can just throw a bit of lacquer at it. And you'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But in a marathon, you can't. Like if
Bigger
you're gunning up Chesterfield Avenue, and your legs are filling up with lactate, good night and God bless.
Yeah.
Your race is probably gone.
Yeah.
You made probably a poor decision, or something's gone wrong in that sense.
Just jump off at Chapel Izzard at that point, you know?
Yeah, you got to call it.
Go
quits.
back in, collect your bag.
Are we live, are we?
Yeah,
we
we're
live?
in the middle of this.
What's up,
Are we
guys?
live right now, are we?
Yeah, man.
That's how we getting on.
Oh, yeah.
Good, bro.
That's-
So, yeah. Does anyone know that fella? But yeah, no. Basically, it is once you kind of find the rhythm of the marathon, then you're golden. And then I think once you hit 30K or so, then you're going right. I've been here before.
Yeah.
35, you're like, I've ran this far, and then what's that mentality there? How are you digging in when you know your legs are shot, and especially when you're running at speed, your legs are going to be gone. Where do you go? Where does your mind go?
That's such a deep question.
Last year for me in Dublin, anyways, I remember vividly. Met my house because I saw one of my a housemate of mine about 10K out, and he's like, "Come on, man!" I was saying to him, I had "Leave it all on the pitch" written on my arm. I told that to my brother who was running Amsterdam the week before. He was like, has his first marathon, la la la. I was like, "Well, could you give me like a piece of advice?" I was like, "Evan, just go out there and leave it all out there. Don't leave a drop in the tank." And the fella ended up in the emergency tent, stumbling over the line.
Legend.
Left it all
Respect.
out there.
Respect.
7K.
Don't do that, but
Yeah.
legend.
No, like fell over the line.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. Like he couldn't have gone any faster, right? And I was just saying to myself, that I saw the 3 hour balloon ahead, about a kilometre up the road. I was like, I'm catching that feckin' balloon now. And then once I got to it, I was like, 6K to go. It's like, do you know what am I at? 3, yeah, great, but let's go quicker. Let's just lift it home and just leave it all on the pitch. Empty the tank. You've trained so hard. You've paid the money. It's the big day. You're going to be able to tell your friends after. You're going to be proud of yourself next year. You're not going to be able to run it for another year. Lump it.
For me, I'm always thinking training's hard, but the marathon is the hard part. Like, realistically, anyone that says a marathon is the victory lap and stuff, the marathon is the hard part. Running 42 kilometers is the hard part. It's not like you've 3K left and you're like, you're nearly there. It's tough. It is tough. And yeah, you only have 3K. You've ran 3K a million times. But that is where you can either stop and quit and walk or slow down, or you can get faster. And I think the goal of getting faster, finishing strong, is always the goal. If you can negative split the marathon, that's great. Easier said than done, for sure. But I'm always thinking, I'm like, this is what I asked for, and this is what hard is meant to feel like. It's like, that's a feeling I chase, where my legs, I'm looking at my legs and they're moving, and I'm going, you feel slow, and you look at your watch and you go, I'm on pace. How's this working? And then you can just switch off, trust your body. Your body's been running this speed for the last 37 kilometers. It doesn't want to slow down. It doesn't want to speed up, but your legs know exactly what to do. If you can keep between the ears, okay, and break it down bit by bit, right, take it a couple of minutes at a time, enjoy the crowd, get that feeling, enjoy running by the RDS, the Purple Mile. I'm getting goosebumps even thinking about it. And I always think as well, it's like, I want to do myself proud, but I think similar to yourself, Will, is like, my dad's going to be there at the finish line, and no matter what I run, people are going to be proud. They're going to go, wow, Luke, that's phenomenal, etc. But if you know that 10K out, you made the decision to not book it and leave it like really there, and you finish the marathon and you feel okay, no one's going to know except you. And are you going to be able to live yourself? It's not that big of a deal at the end of the day. It's a marathon, whatever. But you're going to know that you had the opportunity to take 30 seconds off. I don't like that feeling of knowing if I had done this, I could have done more. I want to get to that finish line and, like Evan, maybe be stumbling. Anytime I'm thinking about Dublin, I'm thinking tears coming down the eyes, and you're about to get sick and shit yourself, and just like, I'm literally getting goosebumps, but you feel empty. You're like, oh my God, after this, I can't even walk. I don't want to be able to walk. I want to feel terrible knowing that every bit of energy and spirit that I had in my body was put out evenly over that last, or evenly over the 42K, but especially at the end where you've a K to go, and the people around, the people carry it, the adrenaline of it, and the support in Dublin is unlike anywhere else. But it does, you have to leave it all out there, that's the thing, so you can be proud of yourself, because you're going to know if you didn't, and that's the main thing. And whatever the result is completely irrelevant. You could have a really bad day, it could be fueling, it could be rest, it could be whatever, but if you know, right, that was the best I could have done today, you should be proud of yourself.
Absolutely. I agree with that 100%. Do the best you can do on the particular day, regardless.
Exactly. And then that could be the case of
That's
me
where the
running
fulfillment is.
2:58 and just going, oh lads, I'm after having a mare there, but I really could, there was
my best.
nothing more. And then I can go 2:58 at Dublin, lovely, 3:14 last year, I'm the best on the go, you know. Whatever about times, I think it's an internal battle. Did you leave it out there? That's all that really matters.
Yeah, I feel like it's been pretty different both times that I've marathoned in the last year. Dublin last year was like this really emotional roller coaster the whole way. Particularly when I came down Nutley and swung on to Northumberland, and I knew then it was on. I was like, I could probably walk it home from here and it was still on what I wanted to do. The emotion kind of hit, and it was one of those moments of reflection. It was like there was a time in my life where it was like a very real possibility that I wasn't going to see my 20s. Do you know, I did not want to see it through. And I kind of flash back to those moments of like when life was so difficult that I didn't believe I could. And I remember all of that pain and how difficult those days were. I can run 6K. Do you know what I mean? I'm able to do that. No matter how bad the pain is. I know within myself anyway, it's never going to be as difficult as some of those days were. And then in Barcelona, it was kind of like some of that fueled the fire, but I kind of moved away from it. When I got to 35k, I was probably the most pain I've ever been in running. Anyway, I was just in some real pain, and I trained so hard for that race that the only thing that kept going through my mind was, you didn't just give 5 or 6 months of your life to this thing, or however long the block was shorter than that, but the last 5 or 6 months spent thinking about this thing to just let it slip out of your fingers. And I crossed the finish line, if I had gone 1 second slower per kilometre, I wasn't going under 240. That's like, it was a fine margin. And I was kind of thinking in my head, I knew on the watch, I knew on the splits I'd seen at the markers, don't let this thing slip away from you. And I remembered again those difficult times, and it was like, I now know how to navigate pain. There was a time in my life I was like, run away, shut it out, get out there, gone. I don't want to face it, I don't want to deal with it. But running just teaches me, like, I can navigate through pain, I can manage difficult things, I can do hard things. It doesn't make it easier in the back end of a marathon, but like, there is that place I go, and it's very inside myself of, you got this, man. Do you know what I mean? You run every single day, put one foot in front of the other, take a deep breath, and drive it home. Do you know what I mean? Just bring it home. And I'm a big believer. There are circumstances, medical pain, all that kind of stuff. Finish what you start. Yeah. Just do it.
And finish strong. I think that's a big message that I say to anyone running any race. I'm like, make sure that last kilometre, even if you like maybe could have ran faster throughout the race, if you leave it all there in the last kilometre, you're going to be happy and go.
Good, yeah.
You maybe analyse yourself, I could have ran the first half quicker a little bit. There was maybe more in the tank. You'll know that for the next race. But if you get to the last kilometre and, like, say for me, run a 3:30 or 3:35 or something, I would be amazed with that. I'd be so happy overtaking people. And quite often I get in my head and realise that it is a race. Towards the end of it, where you're like, all right, good, and you see people fading.
Next guy.
You go, hold on, I feel good here, and that motivates me as well. Like, it's not like I'm placing in the marathon, but it is something to chase, and you're going, right, I'm on time here. What place can I make up here?
And even
who
if
can
you're
I beat?
Underneath your target, like say you're going for X, if you're already, you're on for that. Why not go deeper? Yeah. It's easy to settle. Yeah. For like, I said I do that. I'm hitting that now. Yeah. And then you're, I might just cruise home the last 3k here.
You're much stronger than you know. Much stronger than you even think.
Push it out even more.
Anytime.
Because you can easily be like, I had more in me.
It's a terrible feeling.
I think everyone gets that feeling after a race. You stop, your heart rate comes back down, you're done. You instantly feel better. You're like, I could have gone way quicker there. I don't think that's ever
I didn't. After Malta, I was like, that's all I've got. I was like, I thought before the race I would have ran a bit quicker, but I was like, I thought I was going to need to go to the medical tent after. It was 18, 20 degrees and I was white as a ghost, cold, like stomach gone, everything. I was like, I really don't feel well. I was waiting for my dad to finish the half and we were sitting there and all, I was like cold, sweats and all, and I was like, I need to go back to the apartment, but I didn't want to freak him out a bit. And I was like, I really don't feel well. Like, I feel like I really could collapse here at any second. And then I was like, sick.
Yeah.
You know,
but you're like, worth it.
That's
or
what
would
I
you
want.
rather be 3 minutes slower and feel a little bit better?
Be able to do a cool down. I'm not doing a cool down. I'm not going to be able to walk. That's the plan. And it's like, I love that. And that's the pain I kind of chase and look forward to. I know it's going to be difficult, but at the end, I'm going to be proud of myself. And it's such a nice thing to go, you know what? That Luke Mooney fella, he's all right. He's a bit of a grafter. And just think that about yourself and go, proud of myself. Whatever about everyone else, whatever about the numbers on the screen, just go, I've got it. I still have that dog in me. And that makes me happier than any other validation or whatever.
Dublin's one of those funny courses though. You just have to be careful where you do it.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, I think you come over the top of Roebuck Road and you're like, yo, that's that hill everyone talks about. And then you're flying down Foster's Avenue and you're like, yeah, okay, we're on here. All of a sudden you hit the N11. That little UCD flyover feels like Kilimanjaro.
It's a killer,
you know what I mean? It's a little ripper.
But it's not a hill at all.
But I know when you come over the top of that UCD flyover, if you have it in you to go then, you're down Nutley, along Northumberland, onto the Purple Mile. You're home and hose. Yeah. It's still a long way to go. For me, it's like, if I can make a move...
It's done then.
There.
You can enjoy the rest of it after that. Soak in the crowd.
So I remember going, last year, just being like... I remember saying to a gang of lads, come on, boys. They were like, shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can bring other people along in the marathon as well, I think it's you see other people struggling and like for them in the moment, because sometimes I've had it as well where somebody else is like, "You've got this," and it's someone who's in the trenches with you. It means a lot more because you're like, he's feeling like I'm feeling. Pick your head up, chin up, shoulders back,
Come on.
run. You know how to do this.
Nearly
You've
there.
been here before, and having those little moments of just being like, right, relax, Luke. You're gonna be all right.
You need that.
Ultimately, I think if you look like it or not, what you're paying for when you buy a marathon ticket is what's going on in that last 10k. That's the beauty of the marathon for me. Is like there's all this preparation you can do. You can be in the shape of your life. You can toe the line. The unpredictable nature of how you're gonna feel in the last 6 miles, the last 10k of a marathon. It just requires this like ability to just dig in. Do you know what I mean? I don't know anyone that's drove home the last 10k of a marathon and didn't have to dig in. Like you got to find something.
It's always going to be a graph no matter what pace you're running at. You know,
Big time.
you're going to have loads of stuff going on in your head, and it's battling those demons in your head as well. It is. It's you have to.
10k is a long way.
10k is
10k is a fair old
It's a
spin.
long way.
Yeah.
Particularly
5 is like even when there's 5 left, you can get to 37. 5 to go is still a little
if
bit
you're
of
in
work.
pain, man, I've ran 8 by a k where a kilometer is the longest rep of my life. If you're in pain, that kind of time is just it's going, man.
I love it. Love it.
Fueling. How many gels are you going to Scott?
That's.
What's the plan?
I've got some quick fire questions after that.
Let him cook.
It was Will's birthday, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Me and Lukey got you a little something.
Happy
Lads,
birthday.
You're cracking me on the spot, man, with a camera on.
Yeah, because we were meant to do this.
You need a fast pair of shoes.
Bro.
I have a t-shirt, but it's yellow.
man. Yo.
Yo, Kipchoge.
Thanks, boys.
So I don't
course,
think
brother.
you like this.
Oh, man, you're bringing out more?
It's yellow, but has a little bit of black. There is no
Yo.
finish line.
The Nike, man.
The vintage Nike fella.
My man.
Happy birthday, geezer.
Get you after, bro.
Don't put that kiss in, bro. Please don't put
I
that
will.
kiss in.
I'm going to send it to
No,
all the
please
lads.
don't do it.
I don't know if you wear yellow, but I thought it was cool. No, there's no finish line. I was like, that's for Will. There's no finish line.
Happy birthday, Beast.
Thanks, boys.
A few questions from the Instagram. What energy gels do you use? And I guess we can tie that in. What's the fueling strategy for the race? Will Boyle, what are you going with?
One of my hardest battles in training over the last few months has been getting the carbs to stick. It's been a long road. I kind of figured out with some help that I need 90 to 100 grams an hour, which was I got 90 for Barcelona until about 20 miles, and then nothing was going down.
When you need it, yeah.
Trying to get that 90 down or just coaching back up to a point where my body can actually absorb that much gel and carbohydrates was tough. And then I was kind of having some problems getting it to sit, and it was just like this trial and error. And I think that's why it's so important. You gotta practice feel. You have to do it. Like for me now, it's a balance of bottles and gels. So I'm getting 50% per hour from a bottle and 50% from a gel.
Nice.
For me, for 90 grams, I'm getting 47 from a bottle, 250ml bottle. I'm getting 40 from a gel, and then the very slight crossover, because if I take it at like 27 minutes and then I take it at 55 minutes, the 3 grams are made up somewhere in there. So, big deal. So it's just below 90. And then in the second hour, I'll have 2 gels on top of it, so I'll make up to 100 grams an hour. But
Nice.
that's what's kind of working at the moment. I'm going to stick with it.
Take a gel every 20 minutes
Yep.
for the marathon.
What gels?
Morton.
Morton.
At the
Caffeine?
moment, because I won some at a race. I'm not, like, my stomach can take anything. Never had any trouble. Touch wood.
He has a stomach of iron.
Really, yeah.
I can eat
crazy,
and then go running
It's crazy.
pretty much straight away. Thankfully, don't suffer with stitch or anything like that. Never had any bother. So I'll even take the high fives off someone on the course.
Yeah.
And just scoff it.
No
Yeah.
way.
I think I took like 14 last year. So the more the merrier. I think you can't have enough carbs. If you can take them on,
If you can hold
take
them,
as
yeah.
many as you can. So I'll probably go every 20 minutes and hopefully meet someone along the way and collect. So bring 5 or 6 on my belt, take another 5 or 6 in a little lunch bag halfway through, and 3 or 4 salt tabs, water at every station, probably only sip about a quarter of the
Swig.
cup because it'll
Yeah.
spill everywhere. And maybe bring an electrolyte tablet or something and pop it into little bottles at 2 stations. I think that's my plan. What about you?
Nice. I will be going same as Will, half gel, half liquid, and then I'll be on Morton gels, caffeine early, regular towards the end.
Caffeine
and
early.
I'll probably do one caffeine, one regular, one caffeine, one regular, and then in between that I'm gonna try organise across the course bottles to be dropped to me basically
Nice.
from Fodder or whoever. Alter Nutrition, Speed Dust. Been loving it. Been absolutely loving it. No problems with the stomach. I have a bit of a ropey stomach sometimes, so I have to be careful what I'm eating beforehand. But if I can nail that, I'll be aiming for probably like 70, 80 grams an hour.
Yep.
And then the quicker I run, the quicker it's over. But I know I'll probably be visiting the Jacks after. Like Malta, I was
Nothing
collect
wrong
the
with
medal
that, bro.
straight to the Jacks.
Yeah.
What goes down
That's
must
it.
come out.
Yeah.
What about hydration? Be careful with that. You don't want to stop for a wee in the middle of the course.
Yeah, I'll
Knock
be-
off a minute.
Yeah, I'll be
Costly.
I'll try to keep the water in the bottles to the minimum when the water station's just a swig, just to
Yeah.
keep them out
Hot
moving.
take. Bro, if I'm 8k out from home and you think I'm going to stop and piss, that's good,
Yeah,
bro. It's
I'd be
coming
happy
out
to
of the
piss
day.
myself
No problem.
if possible.
Zero shame,
I think it's
bro.
important to practice that. Keep an eye.
Nah, let it go.
Practice pissing
Bro,
yourself.
practice how much you can take on and like watch the water consumption.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
day
no,
before
I
and the
know
day of.
how much I can kind of get into me.
Yeah.
But if it's getting to that, I'm probably leaking down my leg.
Yeah,
I'm
you
kind
can't
of
stop.
kind
Where
of
are you
okay
stopping?
with
Where are
that.
you
I'm not
stopping?
planning for it, but it's what are you gonna do? Like,
You're not going into a portal lift.
No, you're losing too much time. Pacing strategy for the day of. Steady pace, negative split,
Negative split.
breaking it up, 10, 10, 6.
I'm going out on goal pace. I know there's a small pack there going to work with of good runners. I'll work with that, and then get to walking sound roundabout, reassess.
Nice.
I'll have a bit of overtaking to do, so I'll probably negative split.
Nice. I'm going to go out at 4s. Quite happy at 4s at the moment. 4-minute kilometres.
Nice.
I'd love to run every 5k split. You do the split with your watch as well for 5ks, do you?
I do, yeah.
Do that high 19s every 5k, and then about halfway see what the move is, see how comfortable I am. If I can go, and by bring it down I mean bring it to 3:55 pace, and then at 5-6k out, see what I can do.
See what you can do.
Yeah.
Start strong, finish stronger.
Exactly. I'd love to negative split it. If not, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
If I get everything right, that will be the plan.
The other thing is you got to plan for that extra distance. Like
Mm-hmm.
in Barca, I think my GPS time, like when I look at Garmin, when I look at the other GPS, like 2:38 mid maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Chip time is like 2:39:23.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
there's an extra 300 meters, it's roughly
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah.
That's going to happen when you're weaving
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah. 100%. So if
Yeah.
I can get through the halfway point at 124.
Because I split
Under
halfway
124.
way on pace.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, feel pretty good here. And as my GPS was kind of losing sync with the timing screens, I was kind of like, I haven't slowed down, but I'm not as on pace as I thought I was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know? So yeah, I kind of have to play for that too.
Yeah. Race day shoe.
Pumas. Fast
Pumas?
free.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. I got the Tokyos off you. Metaspeed Asics Tokyo yokes. Ran in the edges previously. Loved them. This time I'm in the sky. Have Alpha Flies. Enjoyed the Clontarf half marathon and them. They're both fresh. They both have like less than 20k on them. Of the half marathon and the Alpha Flies, and the Tokyos are brand new out of the box, 8k. I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm. I'm going Metaspeed Edge Tokyos. I
Edge.
find the Edge has a bit
Sky,
more
bro.
comfort.
You
bit
got,
more.
You got edge?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. I think the Sky, because I've had both.
Yeah.
I find the Sky better for the shorter stuff, and the Edge a little bit more comfort. I don't know what it is, just a feeling.
Sky was for stride, Edge was for cadence.
Yeah, man, Asics get
They
so
say-
deep on this. Fair enough. They make the science; it's correct. But the big thing in the new Tokyos is that the two foams are alternated, and the positioning of the plate, the orientation of the plate between the two foams, is in a different composition. So, to be honest, I love the Skies. I didn't try the Edges, but I know that softer compound foam just didn't sit right with me with the bigger stack of it. So I kind of like, yeah, yo,
Yeah.
It
That's
felt
a,
squishy to me when I did the AK Streets of Galway. I
Yeah.
was like, this is too soft for what I'm doing here. I wish I had something slappier. But I think that would be better for the longer distance.
You
Yeah.
weren't at full pelt
For AK,
in Streets of Galway, were you?
I wasn't at full pelt, but
I think when you go at full pelt, and then you're gonna feel it.
there
It's-
wasn't much of a difference. I was at 95%.
Okay, okay,
I'd say.
okay,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
kind of clipping along like.
Sweet. What is the best piece of running advice you've ever received? Running advice in particular, not regular life.
Yo.
Someone filled me in about gels.
Mm-hmm.
When I ran Rome, I think I took on one gel because I didn't know you had to take gels, and my friend like gave me one. Like, you've not taken gels? I was like, nah, man, it should be grand. Like, sure.
Naivety, yeah.
I was eating bananas and cookies and jellies off kids at the side, and then once I learned that, like, oh my god, fueling.
That's crazy.
It's like that's game changer.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, and I running like half marathons and fueling, like taking like 3-4 gels. I'm like, oh my god, this is a game changer. So actually fueling during your runs, I don't know. It feels like you probably should be common knowledge, but if you're at your start of your running journey, and you haven't seen it online, and your friends aren't all in the running scene, then you might know how important it is. And carb loading,
Carb
and just
load's
like
a big
a
one.
taper, like being rested properly, having a good night's sleep, and like the holistic view on like your behavior and your lifestyle in like the week to 2 weeks before the big day, it can easily be underestimated.
Big time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say when I started running, my concept of getting quicker before I understood about running was just going out and running as fast as possible all the time.
Threshold every run.
Literally, I'm gonna say VO2 every run. Just send it, man. Get out the door and just bomb it down the road.
Yeah.
And I'd like choose turns that would send me more downhill. And I'd just be gone. I think when I was taught not to race my training sessions, and some people still tell me I race them, I don't feel like I do. I probably operate a little bit above like the golden ratio of where the threshold value is. Cool, fine.
It works.
Yeah, it works for me. I've
Yeah.
persistently got fitter, but I'm never, except in the odd kind of 8x8K session, I'm never running at all out effort. Like very rarely, man. There is a couple of sessions, like every couple of weeks, every now and then, where you're doing kilometer repeats and you're like touching 5K pace. But like I'm never gunning a K as fast as I can, and I genuinely didn't understand that. And someone taught me to use a lap button on my watch, like when I didn't know how to use a lap button on the watch. Yo, gold.
Yeah. Major.
Shoes matter.
Shoes make a
Sessions.
big difference. Rotation, it's huge.
Yeah, like you can be running in shoes you got 2 years ago, and you're like, why do I have shin splints? It's like, mate, you've been running in those shoes for 2 years every run.
Big time.
Luke?
I'd say, I think when I started training with Anto, I realised the value of a warm-up. And my first day down with the lads, we were down in Irishtown and we went for a 5K warm-up, and then we had a track session, and then we did a 5K cool down. And I was not ready for this 18K day, essentially. And then I was like, that's a bit mad, 5K warm-up. How does that work? How does that make sense? But as time has gone on, I've found the longer my warm-ups are, the much better I race. So I'm not saying I'm going to put a 5K warm-up down for the marathon, but if I was doing a 5K or a 10K, I would definitely do 3 to 5K warm-up and handy. But it just means I can stretch, get the legs moving. So warm-ups, definitely, like I used to just go out and run. That was it. And then take the first 5, 6, 7K to kind of get the body moving. Whereas if I find if I get my heart rate up to race heart rate in the warm-up with some strides, that is a game changer. Then you're not shocked. Your body's not shocked. My heart rate's sitting at 110, 120 in the pen. I'm nervous sitting there anyway. So if I can get my heart rate up before, get loose, and then go, then that makes a huge difference to me. And then also just actually taking my easy days easy. Easy days easy, hard days hard. That kind of little slogan has changed my training a lot. I've taken my easy runs a lot easier this block. And I've enjoyed them a lot more, which is good. I've enjoyed my training sessions a lot more, enjoyed the easy runs a lot more, kind of Yeah, enjoyed the whole journey a lot more. I think enjoying running makes you better. Whereas I hated it for 2 years. Like I was getting faster, but absolutely hated it. And when I kind of changed my mindset around that, then I was able to appreciate everything a lot more, even the bad days, and go, well, it's all right. So probably those two, warm-ups and easy runs, makes a huge difference.
I like it.
Nice.
And enjoy the journey, I think this is relevant for a lot of first marathon runners and maybe first or second marathon runners. How do you navigate hitting the wall, and what does that mean?
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
In my head, other than probably like ill preparation potentially, or something you can't predict happening. The two biggest reasons you hit a wall is, one, you went out way too quick, or two, you underfueled.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest reason you hit the wall is one of those two things. Don't go out too fast and fuel properly.
Mm-hmm.
And you are, I would say, more than halving your chances of not hitting a wall. I'm not saying go out on pedestrian pace. You know in your gut what you can maintain. You know if it feels wrong and you know if it feels right. Adjust as you go.
Mm-hmm.
If you're unsure, just make adjustments as you go. Try and think a little bit ahead. There are reasons you can just cramp up and stuff like that people probably call hitting the wall, but I think the big thing is running out of fuel. That kind of thing people are describing of like being a zombie and falling apart is your body running out of glycogen and it's trying to burn fat as a source of fuel, and you're going, do you know what I mean?
Yep.
I think I'd add to that not believing in the wall, which is my strategy. And for the same reasons, if you're prepared and you're out of pace, then you don't have to worry about this imaginary wall. People say 32k, 20 miles.
Bollocks.
And I think so many people have this in their head that they're going to hit the wall. If you know, first of all, if you've been there before, then of course you understand that feeling of underfueling. And I think we all make that mistake in our beginning running journey. You want to avoid that at all costs because it feels absolutely horrible. But also, I like to say, and it may sound stupid, I can't hit the wall. How could I hit the wall? And it's not even a mentality thing. Of course, your mentality is going to come into it, but watch me hit the wall in this race now. But if you do go out at pace and you fuel, then there is no reason to worry about an imaginary wall that isn't there. So also, if you just say, nah, that's not for me, that's it.
Yeah.
The wall, don't believe in it.
It's easy to go out too hot. You can get caught up in a crowd, adrenaline, everyone's cheering, you're so excited, but just reel it back. You're not going to trim 15 seconds off your marathon pace on the day out of nowhere if you haven't put in that training.
Run your own race.
Yeah. Stick to the plan and run your own race. That is the most important thing.
We just watched Conor Mantz, one of the best marathon runners in the world. You don't see him following those leaders making moves on world record pace, because in his head he's made a decision, I don't have that gear to move there or I'm gonna explode.
Mm-hmm.
And he did make that mistake a few years ago in Boston and died. It's one of the worst explosions I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So I think you kind of learn that you need to stay in your own lane. You can try things, you can surge, give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you need to be calculated about it.
Yeah, be careful about it, 100%. If you could run with one person in the world, who would it be?
Steve Prefontaine. Geezer.
Yeah. A classic.
Kipchoge. Geezer.
Absolute geezer.
Geezers.
I think probably Will Boyle for me. If I could run a
Yeah,
marathon with Will Boyle,
Yeah,
I'd be
man.
really
You'd be cruising.
happy.
You'll hit a wall.
Lukey, you can run with me whenever you want, bro.
If I could race with Will Boyle, I was saying that to you for your birthday. I was like, surely there's a video or a photo of me and Will Boyle running. I was like, no, definitely not. It's funny. I wrote this question. I haven't even thought of my own answer. Who would I love to run with? That I couldn't run with, because I can run with you boys.
Gandhi.
Running with Anto was a big one for me as well. Going for runs with Anto was a good buzz. Gandhi. Gandhi's a cracker.
Rogue, bro.
I don't know where that came from. Bro walks, yeah.
Yeah,
He
a
walked.
big walker, man.
Yeah, big walk.
Yeah, big
Loves
walker.
walking.
Prefontaine's a cracker. Cam Haines,
Yeah,
defo.
Cam Haines would kill.
If I could do Mount Pisgah with Cam Haines, that would be one of my favourite days of my life, I think. I've ingested so much of his content, read both his books, followed him through it as well. And I think running with him would be one of the coolest things ever. He's one of the hardest people that I've ever seen. And and he has a crazy mindset. Like, you can call it unhealthy, you can call it whatever. I think that's the kind of person that I like to model. Somebody that makes no excuses. You could say it's stupid, running on a broken foot, whatever. I think that's cool because that's his thing.
Yeah.
He's not saying copy me.
yeah.
He's not saying do what I do. He's saying this is what I do, and it's cool. And I also think being over and doing the pisca and jumping up on the thing, that would be a dream of mine.
You'd like to
run with him.
gain something from the person you're running with. Like,
Yeah, yeah. But also it would just be sick because he's just in mad nick. I'd love to look at his iron calves and be like, whoa, I want some of them. That fella's built to
Goggins or
steel.
something.
Yeah, Goggins.
Trotting along, like, I don't know.
I feel like Goggins would be a lot less crack. Like, I feel like Cam Haynes, you can
Yeah.
have the crack with it a little bit, but Goggins
I
is
don't think you're
definitely...
getting much out of Goggins.
No.
I think he said what he has to say. I don't think he's like... I've seen videos of him bump into guys and they're asking him for like motivational quotes and he's like, I wrote 2 books.
Yeah.
Read them.
Fair.
Read his books.
Do you know
and
what I mean?
Fair.
Yeah.
But like, imagine
They're
people
doing...
stopping you if you were him.
Yeah, it'd be sick.
He's doing Moab 240 actually as we speak.
Is he?
Yeah, in the trenches. Yeah, that's a nice one. So Prefontaine, Kipchoge, and Cam Haynes, 3 geezers for sure. You're never going to be able to do that, Will. Steve Prefontaine is unfortunately dead.
Yeah, but he's the man.
He is the man. He's
Steve Prefontaine is a geezer.
one of the coolest ever do it. Talk about style as well.
Oh, bro.
Talk about being cool. You can't buy cool.
There's
He's
a
the
man who's
epitome
not
of it.
afraid of any wall, bro. He just
Yeah.
send it off the front of any race. He's like, yeah. I'm going to do it.
Yeah, respect. Any dream marathons or majors that you'd love to do? And I guess we're in the opportunity that we can do whatever we want over the next few years. Is there any races that would mean a lot to you, or you'd love to do the course, or you just go, that'd be pretty sick?
London was a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I went to London this year.
Yep.
They announced the elite field. I was like, I'm going there. And the second I was there, obviously it was like the hottest day ever. I was like, yo, I'm glad I'm not out there. But I knew walking away from London Marathon that next year I was running London Marathon. Then I was lucky enough I had the good for age standard. So that's my plan. But London was a big bucket list there, man.
I wouldn't say lucky enough, but you work for that.
I did work for it. Yeah, that's true.
I'd like to run the original marathon, that Athens to Greek one, or whatever the route is,
Yeah.
like the original route. I'm sure it's like really tough.
The Athens Marathon.
But I'd like to do that.
That
Just
would be
because
really
it's
cool.
like where it started, what the idea behind
That is
marathon
the
is. 'cause
marathon.
It was the original marathon. I think that'd be cool at some stage.
That's a cool one. That is really cool. For me, like, I'm thinking something Chicago or Sydney next year. I'd love to get a world major. That
Chicago
would
be crazy, man.
Yeah, Chicago would be a real good buzz. Nice time of year as well. Any dream marathons? I think I definitely want to do all the majors.
Yeah, that'd be
Definitely
cool
do all
achievement.
the majors. I also would love to do some of the longer stuff as I get older.
Okay, okay.
The Sables, however you say that,
Yeah,
Marathon des
Marathon des
Sables.
Sables.
That's a cool one.
Cool.
They tickle my fancy, but not as a young gun. I think it's better to get into them when you're older, when you've built up that resistance a little bit. Yeah. Definitely. Sydney would be cool. Tough enough course, but I think the buzz around Sydney, after watching it this year as well, I think that would be a pretty cool one to do. For sure.
If only you had some kind of reason to go to Sydney, bro.
That'd be
crazy.
That would be really crazy.
Crazy, man.
Yeah. Could do it next year. I might sign up for it. That would be a big dream. But I think all the world majors in there, I know they're adding more as time goes on. I think it's cool to just do random races as well. Eugene Marathon be pretty cool. Maybe do that with Cam.
There's some, do you know what? There are some sick marathons in the States.
Yeah,
There are some pretty cool marathons over there.
yeah, definitely.
Their calendar's a whole lot busier than kind of European marathon calendar.
Yeah, it's huge as well.
It's massive.
That's nice. Let me see. Best advice for someone running Dublin. Whether it's the first time, they've done it a few times. I think we've all been there. What's some maybe pointer, some insider information?
Advice, a tip maybe, don't wear headphones, man. I'm not going to judge anyone for wearing headphones, but I think
I'll
you
judge
should.
you.
Yeah, he will. I think
Don't
you should
worry.
experience Dublin with no headphones.
Yeah.
Whether that means you put your AirPods in your pocket, and if you're really struggling a couple hours later, you want to put them in, no problem. But give it a go, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give it a
go.
go.
The
What a
crowds
race
are
to run.
insane. There's not many spots along the route that there's not people out
It's
like
mad.
shouting and roaring. It's
mad.
unreal.
Yeah.
And you don't get those little well done's to someone running by you, or like, oh well, how are you getting on, when like someone's kind of coming up, or you're passing or someone you know, yeah, and someone's trying to say something. You're taking the AirPod out and you're like, what? Like, oh yeah. It's just soak it in.
100%.
Big time.
I think with that as well, to add to that, work off the crowd. I think anytime you find a patch, a corner, because they're all clapping and all, but they're not always clapping, you know?
Yeah.
There's going to be quiet spells. If you can get them riled up, because
Yeah.
the second you see, if you're supporting a race and you see somebody go, come on, where is it? I do it all the time. It gives
Yeah.
me a kick. It's completely selfish,
And it's a laugh.
but it's a right laugh. And if
Boys,
you can
I'm
make...
not doing it. I'm not. That energy's going straight
I
out
get
the door.
that.
No
but
way.
like, do you know what? Another thing, when the kids have their hands out, the little with their jellies and their hit me for a speed boost, Mario mushrooms.
Hit him, bro.
Give it a tap.
Yeah, definitely.
Even if you veer off a little bit, you'll get that little distraction from the pain for the 10 seconds, and the speed boosts feckin' work.
Definitely.
Tap the signs.
Yeah, absolutely. That's pretty much all the questions there, lads.
Cool.
Yeah,
Boys.
I guess. You have an event coming up, Keno? Events?
Yeah, that'd be
regarding
fun.
Dublin? Which
Weekend
everyone
of
can
Dublin
come.
Marathon. We're doing something with 35. They're not doing like the Dublin Expo this year, the same as they usually do. So
It's not as
we've got-
big, is it?
Not as big, and they're not any of the like the archive pieces. So they usually have like a little room in the RDS, whatever, with all the original medals, all the jerseys, old photographs, all that kind of stuff. I was down at the office last week, and David down there gave me some bits and bobs. So I have like all the plaques, all the medals,
Sick.
pictures, old magazines, the original winner's plaque from 1980, and I'm gonna have them all up on display and like a miniature version in the shop on Fade Street. I actually might get that done early this week, so starting next week, the people can come in and have a look at, which should be nice
Nice.
if anyone's interested in seeing it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Then a little shakeout
And
as
then a
well.
little few miles, nothing hectic run on Friday, 7 o'clock from Fade Street. If anyone feels like joining in for like 3 or 4 miles and a bit of pizza or something afterwards, meet people, say how you're getting on for the race, and then Saturday morning with your helpful runners as well, we're doing like a shakeout run. Coffee, a few treats in the morning, more details to follow.
Bit of a
Swing
buzz.
by the shop, yeah, a bit of crack, yeah.
Yeah,
It can
100%.
be, it'll hopefully be like a little bit of a hub there in the city centre. Instead of people going off into like their little subcategories, you can come and kind of link there. I'm sure there's loads of places and loads of people doing different bits and bobs. But like, yeah, 35 Vintage on Fade Street can be one of those spots as well that people can like call. They're like, someone there will have some sort of marathon crack going on for that weekend.
Nice.
Sweet.
Good buzz. And then after the marathon, I'm organising an event with Little Geno's, which is 800 metres from the start.
Cracker.
Free coffee, sandwiches. I don't know what the sandwich situation is going to be, but the sandwiches are absolutely banging. And yeah, the idea is normally, like say last year, I just went straight in the pints and ended up having 10 pints and couldn't see by the end of the night. Crawled into bed in my jeans, and my mattress was on the floor actually at the time as well, and fell into bed, woke up maybe 10 or 11 hours later, hanging, sore, and I was like, that's not really a buzz. It was nice having pints and all after, but I know there's a lot of people that don't drink. Will, for example, I'm not going to be drinking any alcohol, as much as I love a pint of Guinness. But yeah, go in, refuel, get some actual food into you, get a coffee, have a buzz,
big time.
and
Recovery.
conglomerate, basically. Just see how everyone got on. Should be a nice little group there as well. So that's the buzz. And then yeah, boys, where can everybody find you guys?
On social media, bro. I don't get
Yeah.
off that thing. No,
Yeah.
I'm messing. Only messing. What do you mean?
Instagram, your Instagram.
man. Yeah.
Yeah, best place to reach you.
At Boyle Dub.
The one and
Boyle
only.
Dub. You'll catch me at Key in Charlton, my name, on Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of jazz.
Yeah, and the shop, I guess, if you're there.
35 Vintage as well, if you fancy some vintage clothing, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Sweet.
And then yeah, I think it's nice. I think a lot of people reach out to all of us, kind of asking about running and going on runs.
Yeah,
Text us,
nice.
let's go for a run. You know,
Yeah.
that's the thing. It's like
Hit him up.
we love that. A few
Good
easy
crack.
miles.
Yeah, spread the love.
We're always up for a buzz.
Big time.
And gents, appreciate you both.
Lukey, pleasure, man.
Two new
Pleasure.
good friends doing good bits. Thanks for sitting down.
Always, bro.
And I'm looking forward to the day.
Roll on.
Roll on. Let's fucking go. All right, boys.
Boys, I need to piss so bad. I was trying to hold on for like 25 minutes.
Legends.
Cracker.
Well, lads, if you enjoyed that episode, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, and of course, subscribe to the page. Thank you.